Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vince here at Sierra Creative Co. And today we're gonna talk about some amazing budget-friendly lenses that you can adapt to your mirrorless camera. Whether they're full frame or crop, these lenses can be adapted to either your Sony or other mirrorless cameras. So the three lenses that I wanna talk about today and that I personally own is the Contax Zeiss 28 f2.8, the 50 1.4, and the 135 f2.8. Now these lenses, like I said, I personally own and I love them and I use them all the time. I know a lot of you guys are asking why you would actually go out and spend money on vintage lenses. And I would say the first thing is affordability. They're definitely within budget and they produce an amazing image for that budget. The second thing is that they give you a look that newer glass can't give you. For a lot of us that are shooting newer glass, we're throwing things like black pro mist filters on and different filters on our lenses to basically give us that more cinematic or vintage vibe that the old glass used to give us. So let's start off by talking about the 28 f2.8. I love this lens. I love that it's small, it's compact, and that 28 millimeter is really wide. It's perfect for gimbal work, and I love it for landscape, street photography, and even just like environmental portraits. Now it is super sharp in the center, but it does suffer at f2.8 from just a little bit of softness on the edges. So if you're shooting wide open, it's like really sharp in the center, but on the outside it's a little bit soft. And there's also some vignetting, but for a vintage lens, this lens is great. And like I said, this is one of the cheaper ones in the lineup. So I love this thing. The next lens is the 50 1.4. Now this is, if you have to have a 50, like most people start out with the 50 or the nifty 50, this is a great lens. You can see that I have the Sony adapter on it now, and I absolutely love this lens. Now this lens is also super sharp in the center, and it does start to get a little bit soft on the edges, but it's great for low light work. It's great for portraits, street photography, and just an overall good lens. So I use this a lot for video work, and as you can see, like I said, I have the mount on it. I'm always going to this thing in all use factors, so I love the 50. Okay, so last but not least is the 135 f2.8. I absolutely love this lens for portrait work. It's also great for interviews in video, and just a great cinematography lens, like when you're just needing that extra compression or you just want to blow out your background, this lens is absolutely gorgeous. If I had to only keep one of these lenses, I would probably want to keep that 135 f2.8. I don't know why, but I absolutely love the look that I get out of that lens. Another great thing about these lenses that I didn't mention is they all use the same size filter thread, which is a huge bonus. So you're not buying multiple NDs to fit these filter threads, or you're working with a bunch of random step down filters. I had a friend the other day that created like a cone of step down rings, and it just looked like a mess. So you don't want to do that. These all have the same size filter threads, so that's awesome. Now another huge selling point to buying vintage lenses for your mirrorless cameras is the fact that most of our mirrorless cameras, like the Sony A7R III, the Sony A7III, the A9, and the newly announced A7R IV, along with the Fuji cameras, all are starting to include focus peaking, which is amazing. So without getting completely scientific, what focus assist is basically a blurb of colors that colors the thing that's in focus when you're using manual focus lenses. So if you were to take the 28 f2.8 and rack focus, the thing that was in focus would have the blurb of color that you chose on the thing that was in focus. Again, Gerald and Dunn would just undo me and have a scientific explanation of what actually happened, but I like blurb of colors. Blurb of colors over the thing that's in focus makes sense. And what's really cool is you can pick these colors. So you can pick red, green, yellow, and white, depending on the camera that you have, and you can set the different strength levels so you can see the color more or less depending on how you want to see it over your subject. So having that in your mirrorless camera using these manual focus lenses or these vintage lenses is a huge plus. I know for a lot of the sessions that I've been doing, I've been using these vintage lenses for things like weddings, which for a lot of people are like, you're crazy, why would you pull out this vintage lens during a wedding when you can just use an autofocusing lens and get the same result or get a similar result? And I always say, because I love the look, or I'm looking for something in this glass that my modern glass isn't able to give me. All right, so let's get to the thing that you came here to see, and that's video and photo examples. So let's do this.
My favorite place to be is right here. Not thinking about what brings me down, yeah. My favorite way to be without fear is in the now. I'm learning how. Fast life, no thanks, no I'm doing just fine. One foot in another, floating, enjoying my freedom, singing off key, yeah. I like it better when I'm under the sun. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm under the sun. Ooh, 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 ooh. My soul will tell me what I need to know. Where to go with the flow. Open sky, never on my own. Wild like the flowers grow. Fast life, no thanks, no I'm doing just fine. One foot in another, floating, enjoying my freedom.
All right, guys, I hope this video was helpful. And as always, keep having fun and keep doing the thing that inspires you, whether that's shooting vintage glass or new glass or no glass at all. I don't know what you're doing, but as you're on your journey, keep being inspired. As always, like and subscribe. Catch you later.